New information tonight, a former detective with the Lenawee County Sheriff's Office who investigated the murder of Dee Warner is accused of trying to avoid testifying in the trial of her husband, Dale Warner. Kevin Greca was taken into custody last week in Ohio after a bench warrant was issued for his arrest back in October. He appeared in court today and is now out on bond. The Lenawee County Sheriff says Greca was the detective in charge of the investigation in the Dee Warner murder case before retiring last August. Dale Warner is accused of murdering his wife Dee, who was reported missing back in 2021. Her remains were found in the summer of 2024 in a large tanker on her husband's property. Dale Warner's trial is expected to begin January 27.